Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another championship run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Seattle Seahawks fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, you know how the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, trades, signings, and strategic moves, but this one in particular has the potential to shake up the NFC West in a way we haven't seen in quite some time. The Seahawks, after a series of roster adjustments, draft picks, and strategic signings, might just be on the verge of pulling off a move that could elevate their offense to a whole new level. And I am talking specifically about the recent developments involving one of the most intriguing wide receiver free agents available this offseason, Gabe Davis. You see, it's no secret that the Seahawks have been in a bit of a tricky spot when it comes to their receiving core. They made some notable additions this past offseason, bringing in Cooper Kupp in a trade that made headlines, and Jackson Smith-Njigba, the talented rookie out of Ohio State, who showed flashes of brilliance during his college career and in training camp. But as we all know, the NFL isn't about just having star players on paper. It's about depth, versatility, and the ability to adapt when injuries and game day realities hit. And right now, the Seahawks are looking at a wide receiver room that, while talented, still needs that extra spark, especially on the outside. Let us talk specifics. Seattle's offense last year showed promise but also struggled at times, especially in the passing game. With Geno Smith leaving the team after a decent season, there was hope that the offense would pick up right where it left off. But then, the offseason trades and roster cuts changed the landscape. The Seahawks traded away DK Metcalf, which at the time seemed like a bold move to free up cap space and draft capital. But the fallout was clear. Losing Metcalf's vertical threat and big play ability created a noticeable gap that still needs filling. And that's where Gabe Davis comes into the picture. Last season on the Jacksonville Jaguars was, frankly, forgettable for him. He struggled to find consistency, and injuries hampered his ability to contribute regularly. But for those of us who watched him on the Buffalo Bills, we remember just how explosive Davis can be when he's in the right environment. His ability to stretch the field, make contested catches, and create separation down the sideline makes him a perfect outside receiver threat. He is a player who can turn a game on a single play, and that's exactly what the Seahawks need right now, someone who can take the top off defenses and open up opportunities underneath for their slot receivers like Kupp and Smith-Njigba. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but doesn't he have to prove himself all over again after last year? And that's a fair point. But let us remember, Davis is still relatively young, only in his 5th NFL season, and he has the raw talent and athleticism that teams dream of. With the right coaching, enter Clint Kubiak's offensive scheme, there's no reason to think he can bounce back and reignite his career, especially in a system that emphasizes vertical routes and big play opportunities. Plus, the Seahawks need to address their depth chart quickly. Jake Bobo, who has shown promise as a rookie, is currently dealing with a concussion, and Torrey Horton, a rookie wide receiver from Colorado, is still adjusting to the NFL. That leaves Seattle with Kupp and Smith-Njigba as their primary slot options, but both are better suited for the slot, not necessarily outside where they can stretch defenses vertically. That outside threat is critical, especially with defenses stacking the box against the run or doubling Kupp in coverage. Adding a player like Gabe Davis would give the Seahawks a much-needed vertical dimension, a player who can win one-on-one matchups downfield, draw safeties back, and create more space for their other receivers. It's not just about adding talent, it's about strategic fit. Davis's skill set aligns perfectly with what the Seahawks need, especially considering the style of offense that Kubiak likes to run: quick passes, play action, and deep shots. And let us not forget Davis's familiarity with a high-octane offense like Buffalo's, where he was a key part of a passing attack led by Josh Allen, has prepared him to thrive in schemes that emphasize explosive plays. If he can channel even a fraction of that potential, Seattle's offense could suddenly look much more dangerous. Imagine a defense trying to contain Kupp, Smith-Njigba, and Davis all at once. Definitely a nightmare for opposing coordinators. This potential signing isn't just about enhancing the offense. It is also a strategic move in the NFC West, which has become more competitive in recent years. The 49ers are still stacked, and the Rams, under Sean McVay, are always dangerous. The Cardinals are in a rebuilding phase, but every division rival is sharpening their tools. Seattle needs to respond with bold moves, and bringing in someone with Davis' upside could be exactly that. Of course, nothing is confirmed yet, and we're still in the prediction phase here. But the signs point to a strong possibility that the Seahawks are eyeing Davis as a key piece for their 2025 campaign. Their coaching staff has a track record of developing receivers and maximizing their talents, and Davis' skill set fits perfectly into their offensive philosophy. Plus, he is motivated to prove himself after a down year, and Seattle could be the perfect landing spot for a fresh start. Now, I've talked a lot about what Davis could bring, but it is also important to consider the bigger picture. The Seahawks have been building a culture of resilience, competitiveness, and smart football. They've made bold moves in the draft and free agency, and this potential signing would be another step in their quest to return to the top of the NFC. Remember, guys, their core Geno Smith, Kupp, Smith and Jigba are all hungry to make a statement, and adding a weapon like Davis could be the piece that puts them over the edge. And looking ahead, this move could have ripple effects across the league. A healthy Gabe Davis on the Seahawks could force defenses to adjust their schemes, opening up opportunities for the running game led by Kenneth Walker Roman III and setting up play-action passes that keep defenses guessing. It is about creating a balanced, explosive attack, something Seattle has been striving for but hasn't quite nailed down yet. So, what is next? Well, fans, keep your eyes peeled. If the Seahawks do manage to sign Davis, it would be a statement of intent, showing that they're serious about contending and willing to make bold moves to strengthen their roster. It is also a reminder that the NFL offseason is always unpredictable, and sometimes the biggest dominoes fall right when you least expect them. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. And of course, fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the possibility of Gabe Davis joining the Seahawks? Do you see him fitting into their offensive scheme? How much of a difference could he make if he is healthy and motivated? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks as a team. This is what makes this community special, sharing insights, debates, and hopes for the upcoming season. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and deep dives into everything Seahawks. So stay tuned for the latest news. As we approach the start of the 2025 NFL season, one thing is clear. The Seahawks are positioning themselves for a serious run. Whether it is through draft picks, strategic signings, or bold trades, they're showing that they're not content to just participate, they want to dominate. And if they land Gabe Davis, well, that could be the move that pushes them over the top and puts division rivals on notice for years to come. Thanks for hanging out with me today, Seahawks fans. Remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that like button if you're excited about this potential signing, and share this video with your fellow fans. We're rebuilding a community of passionate Seahawks supporters, and your voice is what drives us. Keep that passion alive. Keep cheering, and let us get ready for an exciting season ahead. Until next time, this is your NFL News Insider signing off. Go Seahawks!